Is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Guardian Radio Today is brought to you by Bahamar and Print Masters.
Why? Tell me why. Some people never satisfied. I say why? Tell me why. Some people never satisfied. Straight hair won't be curly and curly won't be straight. So in the beauty parlor all day long they just wait. Light skin won't get dark and the dark skin won't get light. Some using bleaching cream, some using sunlight. So why? Tell me why. Some never satisfied. I say why. Tell me
Maybe
why.
today, here on Guardian Radio today, you could tell me why some people could never satisfy. Welcome to another beautiful day here in the Bahamas. I am Garth Minard Roseborough here with you here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I've been asked to fill in today as Brother Uncle Hakun Uncle Sarah is traveling today, so I got a call yesterday evening that they would need me to fill in today. And of course, you know, my duty is to allow you, the Bahamian people, to have an opportunity to chime in conversation. Just want to give a quick shout out. It just came from the doctor. I'm using my National Health Insurance Plan, and Dr. Durbin Johnson, my doctor, he looks on the screen and he says there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. So I said, maybe what's wrong with me is my head, the way I think. And you can challenge me today if I am thinking wrong, but everything physically, he said, is a go. He said everything is on point. And just like Cleveland Clinic told me, you know, you're healthy. And I want to keep it that way. So for those of you who are listening today, I want to encourage you to continue to treat your bodies well. Do not abuse your body. Do all that you can to reward your body for the job that they do. And that is going to be critically important. Now, something that I did that may not have been so healthy, but oh my goodness, it was delicious. Deborah Delaney, give a shout out to her. She's today in India. Heard from her this morning, but she lives over on the eastern side of the island, and she made me 7 delicious rum cakes. I think I ate 4 of them, but 7 delicious rum cakes. And see, Darwin, he just rolled his eyes because he gave me at one time some of the best banana bread. Him and Zella Roberts, they got some of the best banana bread on this island. So it ain't no rum cake you give me. You try to keep me virgin. You know, that's what Darwin will keep me virgin. But this lady gave me some delicious rum cake, which tells me that Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming, and you people, you know what time of year it is. And so all the wonderful staff at the clinic that I went to today, you know, I can't give no free advertisement, but I want to say thank you, and to Ms. Delaney, and to others of you that are tuning in today, I want to say good afternoon to you. You see, Z Live has moved up to 12 to 2. And I was able to listen in. I said, my God, all these congratulatory remarks and you, the public, congratulating Mr. Lang. And I, too, want to take time to congratulate him. I think the last 2 shows after launching 12 to 2 has been totally exceptional. I think they were great shows, very well moderated. I think the contributions that you people made, I think those were, for the most part, on point. You shared your heart, you shared your thoughts. And, you know, I appreciated you just being there. But, you know, I'm a little bit trapsy, as Darwin would say. I'm a little bit evil when I'm ready. So when I was talking to Uncle last night, I said, well, Uncle, my God, they say yesterday was Z Live Day. I said, so Jesus only Chicago move? We ain't moving. I said, if Chicago move up, well, you must see move down. So if we move down, then the next step for us is out the door. So I said, boy, I don't know if you're counting on this job, but I tell you one thing, boy, I better go find me some new shoes. But it's good to be here, man. I'm in your company today, Cosmin out Roseboro. I hear all the chaos going on, all the commotion going on. Darwin said, God, what we can talk about tomorrow? I said, you know what? I got some thoughts. And I gave him some thoughts, but I ain't talking what I talked to him about because he know I trap C. And so today, I want to thank you for tuning in. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Darwin Russell is in the house. Darwin, you want to give a shout out?
It's a pleasure on this fantastic Wednesday, a surprise Wednesday. We're usually not in studio on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So shout out to those of my friends that are listening from the U.S. today. A lot of them said that they will be tuning in.
Beautiful.
Today, so it's good to be here on the surprise Wednesday.
Well, thank you for you being here. And today, I'm telling you, Darwin, you're going to probably like some of these conversations. One of them you may be a bit timid about, but the other one, I think it hits home. Now, that means I may have to have two separate shows. I'll tell you why. In The Guardian, in the business section, it says U.S. threatens countries voting yes on UN's net zero framework. Now, that's in the paper yesterday. And if you read that article yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't read that, I'm going to invite you to go online and read that article in the business section. U.S. threatens countries voting yes on UN's net zero framework. And then today in the business section, on the front page of the business section, Bahamas to abstain from vote on adoption of IMO's net zero framework. Now, the reason why that's important is because the basis of the U.S. threat is that the President of the United States is no fan of climate change. He believes it to be a hoax. Now, you here in the Bahamas, I saw your videos. I saw your pictures, man. You're in water. A few more days of rain and you're gone. Right? So the question for you is climate change real? Are you feeling the effects of climate change? Or like the President of the United States says, it's a hoax. And the fact that we're not going to engage ourselves on voting of the adoption of the IMO's net zero framework, what does that say to you as a country? If you're feeling the effect and you feel that it is real, but the bigger power tells you it's not real, where do you stand in terms of geopolitics? Now, my good friend Darwin very wisely says, Garth, I try to stay away from geopolitics, but you know, geopolitics has now reached to the streets of New Providence. I've seen right there off of Glasson Road in that area there, Butler's Way, off of Rocky Pine Road in those areas, a lake. I've been out by Albany. My Jeep was halfway under the water. I heard the exhaust bubbling under the water. And I said, you know, it's time to take the Wrangler and wrangle down, you know, okay? Thank God I have access to two of those. But at the same time, other places around this country, I saw one lady, Darwin, she was wading waist deep in the water as if she was trying to get to her apartment. I saw the guy following her with the camera, and then she walks through this murky brown water, and then she opens up her door, and the whole apartment water. And I said, my God, can human beings really live like this? And so if you believe climate change is real, you can say so, but not today. Or we can do that today, but I want to touch something else that hits closer to home for me. On the business page of The Guardian, see, I tell you, I'm trying to stay away from them and the politics. I told you that, right? Like, someone can call and try to ask politics, though, but I ain't on the run. Watch this. MOU signed for launch of Bahamian Heat Pepper Sauce brand. MOU signed for launch of Bahamian Heat Pepper Sauce brand. How many Bahamian people do you know that are now making hot sauce?
Too many.
In their homes, including our own C.A. Nuri.
Too many.
That has a secret recipe of some of the best hot sauce. And see, you got to pay Darwin. You ain't got to pay me. I ain't taking nobody money. But you got to pay Darwin for this commercial I'm giving you. Some of the best hot sauce in the world. But you can't get it out the country. it's difficult for you to get it in the country. So find out now. Let's find out now who is responsible for this brand. And apparently, if you read through the article, an American partnership. And the American guy lives in Andros. And he's going to use what we call the goat pepper to make this hot sauce and push it internationally. Now, I got to ask you a question, Darwin. This is 2025. How long the farmers been planting goat pepper in our country, man?
Too long.
Yeah, decades. You trying to tell me that the only way we can get a pepper brand out of this country is when the Canadians and the Americans show up?
No, because it's already being done. Hasn't Devanya's been exporting pepper sauce forever?
You hear anyone talking with him?
No, but I'm just saying.
I know him very well.
We can't talk about this like this is some novel idea or some novel concept that is finally being executed. It has been done, and this is just indicative of the fact that we don't seem to understand our very own worth and what in the world we're capable of. And you're touting this MOU as though this is some earth-shattering announcement. And like you said, we have been doing pepper sauce in the Bahamas for decades now.
Pepper sauce, tamarind sauce, every other sauce.
So rather than work with the existing pepper sauce producers, we do something of this nature. I haven't read the article in its entirety to all of the nuances about it, but at the end of the day, for me, it's just Bahamians first, man. Let's just figure this out and export our brands, our producers, our farmers. I just really have a struggle when it comes to us always feeling the need, no matter how small, and this is a small lift. The issue is for us to always feel like we need international help for every Jesus thing in this country to have it be deemed to be successful. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm feeling the pinch of this, folks, as I am an agricultural buff. I love agriculture. At one point, Darwin Russell, we were attempting to bring honey as a product of the Bahamas to take it international. This is the Bahamas, and I spoke at length about the probability of harvesting more honey than normal because of our geographical position. We have more hot days and we have cool days. We have a season that lacks winter months, and we have always some fauna available for bees to go ahead and garner pollen. If you go to the schoolyards, there's always the soda cans and the juice boxes and everything. These bees are always able to flourish, and I just never ever got the support. I remember it was 2013. Goldstream Arms Limited, myself, we tried to launch this idea that we can take this to the world, and I'm even afraid to even talk about it because, like you said, the lift that is necessary. We as Bahamians, we're not feeling that. And so today, I know you want to talk a little bit about what's happening downtown. Those people, when they get their money, let me give you a heads up. They ain't sharing none with you. You ain't getting none of that. Let me let you know, a fact is this. This is a Bahamian fact. If you owe Bahamian people, you better pay them. If they owe you, you can't find them in town. Just how this works. So all your crying, we need our money. Listen to me, I getting some of that too, Y'all don't even know I getting some of that. But I really don't care about getting it, because whenever it reach, I can get it. But I can tell y'all this much. Today, I ain't talking no PLP, I ain't talking no F&M, and I ain't talking no COI with you. I already told you, y'all is getting disgusting on this line, and I'd rather build the country. Let's talk about building the country. Pick up your copy of the Nassau Guardian today. There's a whole lot of news in there. But today I want to talk a bit about us empowering Bahamians to go to the world. Call in the line, go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, Garth. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing very good.
I just want to bring the individuals who are in power, right, if they don't mind fixing that pothole in Coralab area. Because we had another incident in the Coralab area where a parcel fell into it, and someone actually had to come up with a truck and assist the individual from the car and left the car in the pothole.
Where's the pothole exactly?
The pothole is located right before you reach Budget, in the center of the road.
Oh, I know that place.
In the center of the lake.
Ministry of Works?
Yeah.
You've heard the caller, right?
Yeah, Ministry
of
Works.
Do what you got to do. Caller, thank you for that. I was
also, okay, could you also ask one more request, right? for 2 septic tanks to go in the Coral Harbor area and suck up some of the water.
Why septic tanks?
Man, that's a lake around there, man.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure a crocodile probably would soon be running around there.
Okay, so what you're asking for, first of all, Darwin Russell, is representation to make this happen. We don't have a representative right now.
Right.
And so as we await if there's going to be a by-election or representative, he has called us to see if we can just make it known that that is needed urgently. Of course, I know that because I live in that area. This is why...
You saw people dropping a portal before then?
Listen to me, my friend. I've seen a cat. You know where Oasis is?
Yeah.
There used to be a hole right there, and the gentleman was leaving Albany from work to run home to his wife to celebrate their anniversary. And just to avoid the pothole, it cost him his life. I understand what you're saying, and this is why I said to everyone, and I know they heard me, we need the by-election, because only during the by-election will I certainly know we're going to get these things taken care of.
We have an entire Ministry of Works whose job it is to deal with
I
this
understand that.
Right? I mean, day in and day out, right?
I understand that.
So the other one, caller, I don't know if you traverse on Blake Road. I'm in the West. I live in the West. So
Road.
I'm very familiar with where you're talking about. There is half of the road coming up to the roundabout at the Airport Road and Blake Road
That's Columbia.
has been eaten out by the rain. If you drop in that like I did this morning, I just don't understand. If these guys are driving along the same roads, have the same issues, why is this so difficult for us to manage with any sense?
They're not driving on those roads.
Okay.
They're not driving those roads.
That's another question. Which routes they take anyway?
I don't know, caller. Because there's not a route in Nassau that you can take from west to east or east to west or north to south, and you don't encounter a major pothole, some type of flooding, some type of degradation of the road. I just don't. I don't understand.
No,
I don't.
I can solve the problem. I can call Brave, right? And I can ask her, say, look here, let's go gallon. Let's go looking for some gas. Right?
No, man. Caller. We ain't gonna talk about that on there.
The views expressed by our callers have nothing to do with
Chris, give me a little break after that one. I don't know what he's trying to do to me. You must see want to talk Darwin, but give him a little quick break, man. Let me breathe a little bit on that.
Arms and toes and ties, oh man. We got white coat tonight, y'all. Yes, come and hold your head up high. While your waist, girl, touch the sky. Shake your body, girl, touch the ground. Up and down and all around. Hold your head and hold your ears and hold your nose and hold your mouth and hold your neck and hold your shoulders, hold your chest and touch the rest and shake it up, shake it up. I shake it up, shake it up. I shake it up, shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up. I shake it up, shake it up. Shake your body line,
yeah. Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This October, Bahama invites you to indulge your senses at the Culinary and Arts Festival, where world-class flavors meet breathtaking creativity in the heart of the Bahamas. Join us October 22nd through 26th for an unforgettable celebration featuring culinary legends Marcus Samuelson, Dario Zucchini, Simeon Hall Jr., and Scott Conant, alongside a vibrant lineup of chefs and mixologists. Explore captivating art installations, interactive workshops, and live performances, all set against the stunning backdrop of Nassau's premier luxury resort. From curated tasting events to beachfront feasts and immersive gallery experiences, this is more than a festival. It's a feast for the soul. Tickets and packages are going fast. Visit Bahamar.com to reserve your spot at the Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar, where taste and talent take center stage.
Roll with the best.
For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Some people never satisfied. I say why? Tell me why. Some people never satisfied. The fat won't get skinny and the skinny won't get your diet. Pills can't do nothing about that. Married man won't be single and single man won't wife.
Ah, boy. Misery, misery, misery. I am not into your misery today. This Wednesday, I'm free from your misery because you know what? Some of you people just don't know what you really want. And when you get it, you don't know what to do with it. But call on the line. Let's see what you got. Go ahead, caller. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and Mr. Russell.
How are you?
Yeah, I was trying to look to tar that we use. Just look tars look coarse sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Why we can't use that like
what?
That fine tar.
The tar.
The tar?
That why it always when a heavy rain come
Mm-hmm.
and with the traffic it just dig it right back up.
Yeah.
And those men they move up the contract sometime for the tar. I don't know if they be paid is they putting them in them hole good and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? Ministry, what they really need to do is help people on standby. So just when the water dry up,
Yeah.
hit those holes and tie. See, they wait so long,
Mm-hmm.
they cause the problem
Mm-hmm.
because they waiting so long for these things to be.
I do wonder, caller, though, if this is an issue of availability of equipment or materials. Rather than the lackadaisical attitude or response mechanism at the Ministry of Works. Because, I mean, I, like you and so many other Bahamians, struggle with what seem to be just the basic overall care and maintenance of our country. And it just cannot, I just refuse to believe that it is because we have a workforce that is not willing to work. I really find that hard to wrap my head around.
Right. My last point is, I was looking for some fill to put in my yard.
Yeah.
And I called a company on Soldier Road.
Mm-hmm.
I called other places, and they said there's no fill
On the island.
on the
Yeah.
island.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
You'll have to go to the out island,
Mm-hmm.
and any hills, you'll have to cut it down, but you can't find no fill.
Yeah.
I told them, so what am I supposed to do now?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm listening to you.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you so much. On one hand, the road is a problem.
Yes.
And the road erodes
Yeah.
when there are floods or flooding of water.
That is correct.
On the other hand, he's looking for fill for his yard.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you suppose we got the fill from? And I guarantee you, the fill came from right next to the road that's flooded. I guarantee it. I guarantee you that we have dredged and excavated and took all the fill we could find everywhere to fill your yard. I guarantee you. And this is the problem of the country because the ocean is eroding. The rainwater is coming in and eroding. What many of us don't understand of, and it's underneath the surface of what we call New Providence, water's continuing to run and erode.
Yes.
Right on. Remember we had that sinkhole on Prince Charles? You all forget when the car fell straight down there? That's what happens. If you recall, I don't know if you're old enough, in Kennedy subdivision, they had a sinkhole that was taller than a man standing erect.
My Lord.
These things are happening. These things are geographical situations where it doesn't seem as if the policy makers or those people who manage the systems of the Bahamas understand how water works.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
The last caller, no, right? He's incorrect. There is fill on the island. The problem is that one person holds a monopoly on the fill. And he's the one who's selling the fill, and it's certain days that they sell fill. The fill now is going for like about $450 a truckload.
Okay.
You could check a guy named Jerry from...
Okay, he gotta find it. I know what you're talking about, but he got to check that himself. Let me ask you a question, though. Where are they getting that fill from?
I know.
Okay.
You go to McDonald's, you ask McDonald's where they get the burgers from?
What you mean? Long time. Now, let me ask you another question. Because you're trying to get smart with me, and I'm trying to be decent with you.
Okay, I apologize.
Good. Do you know where Bacardi Road is?
Yes, I'm very familiar with
you recall when they started to do this thing where there's clearing out land in the back and everybody wanted their 1 acre?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, years ago, before that even happened, I met with Mr. James Roll, and I took him in the back there. They had about 3 houses in the back there, right? 3 families that lived way in the back of the bush, right? There's a government BPL access road in the back there for high tension wires that runs in the back there. Then I remember when the real estate guy came to me and says, you know what, we got some land affordable in the back of the bush. All you got to do is make an application for Crown land, and we're going to make sure you get your acre of land, but you got to pay for the application form. This is long before COI and anyone started talking about land in the back of Carmichael Road. I want you to understand how much I know about this. When you saw the people going in the back to do what we call a land grab, in the trucks of fill coming from the back there. Trucks, loads, truck, load, and cutting down of pine trees left, right, and center, bush on fire. You remember you just had the big bush on fire just the other day? Or you forgot already? So if the bush gone and the pine trees that absorb the water are gone, tell me what's going to happen to all the water in the well field. Where do you think it's going? Right in our streets? And all the fill, they mowed it down. They took out all the fill in the back there that would absorb the moisture and absorb the water. That's gone. You remember where the roundabout is on East Street South?
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with that.
That was one of the greatest features of my childhood, right? You see development there, right? And guess what? We have already done all of this. The next place we can mow down Darwin Russell, we can take down Hawkins Hill. Because we need the fill. Look at Darwin, look at me like, boy, what you talking about? Call, I appreciate your call, man. But I understand what you're saying. I appreciate your information. Next call on the line, go ahead. Caller, go ahead.
Good afternoon. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great, man. You got Darwin Russell in the house with you.
Good afternoon, Darwin.
Hey, guy.
I live not too far from that.
Mm-hmm.
That is still going on. That hasn't stopped. Okay? I hear the trucks every day. Okay? Still doing the same thing. Okay? So it hasn't stopped. But the solution for these potholes we have in New Providence, especially the big craters.
Yeah.
Like the way they do it in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir.
What they do is pour about 3 inches of concrete, put the marsh wire, and then pour put 3 inches of concrete, put the marsh wire, pour a little bit more concrete on top of that, then put the tar on top of that.
So
if the water crosses the tar to come back out, you still have something to ride on. At least you won't get in a crater.
I agree with you. Now, the cost of that is what, greater?
The cost will be greater because you're using more material, but at the end of the day, you won't have that problem with that same sinkhole anymore.
Well,
very seldomly you will have that particular problem again in that particular area.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
Well, it's going to cost more. And the one thing I know that we are brilliant people. We have great ideas, but it's always a cost factor involved.
You pay now or pay later, Garth. That's the problem.
Pay now or pay later?
We've been paying later.
You've been paying? You sound like you've been on that march this morning. Well, folks, this is Guardian Radio Today, 96.9 FM. Let me throw those numbers out there, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere from the family of violence, 300-5720, or you can text it at 422-4796. If you're flooded out there, man, you have our sympathies. We're praying that the water subsides in short order. And I know this has been extremely difficult, damage to furniture, damage to your electrical devices, damages to your appliances, damage to your clothing, damage to your carpet. It's been a whole lot of damage. And, we got to try to fix it, or can we really fix it? I can't say that we can, but there's one thing, Darvin Russell, and he asked me, God, which you really want to talk about today. There's one thing that I figure I could fix, though, Darvin.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what that is?
I always want to know.
I woke up this morning and I saw where the President of the United States has ships, battleships in the Caribbean basin at this time.
Oh, Lord, look where you go.
Yeah, I got to go there. And the purpose of those boats is to slow down or to prevent the shipment of narcotics through the Caribbean entering into the United States.
Yes, sir.
Now, he's taking a bold measure to leave his shores, go into and deal with the matter before it reaches to his shores.
Yes, sir.
And then there's an article that I read where one particular boat was around the southern area of the Dominican Republic, and they fired on the boat. And, of course, everyone on the boat died. And, of course, they seized the narcotics. Now, look at the measure that the big, great United States is taking to, in quote, protect its people. And I sometimes wonder, with the systems that we have in place, are we truly serious about protecting the Bahamian citizen? Now, you have given me threats on immigration, talking about there are more Haitians than Bahamians, and if the Haitians rise up, we in trouble. Have you heard that before, Darvin Russell?
I have.
You have. You know that there are guns all over the place. There's ammunition, and we have heard reports from America that the Bahamas is a unsafe nation, or it's a violent nation. Have you heard that before?
I have.
You have. So here is what I want to ask you today. Could we entertain the thought of having a military army in our country that these issues head on? We have the police force, not sufficient. We have customs, not sufficient. We have immigration, not sufficient. And if these entities have not been sufficient over the course of decades, not just yesterday, decades of issues, cannot control the problem seeming to get worse, maybe we need to have an arm of government, like a military arm, like most matured countries own, to deal with these issues head on. Talk to me, Darvin Russell. He got to laugh. I got him.
It's important to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And I tell you all the time,
I got him. Ready. I know I got him.
Okay.
I got him.
The issue as I see it is I think the Bahamas' posture at a regional or global level has always been to be a nation of peace. Similar to the posture that Japan took after World War II, I think the Bahamas has always been in that position. As my personal desire, I would not wish to see that for our country. Those countries, you call them developed nations that do so as a posture to defend themselves or as a deterrent from their enemies. I do not feel as though the Bahamas is in a position where, one, it can afford such a force. Two, I would struggle for its purpose. The purpose of that force, as I see it, as you are articulating and framing, to me, can be achieved by the very organizations that we have, most importantly, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. If they are inadequate in their mission, in their capacity, we can just improve the capacity of that existing organization. I do not wish to see the Bahamas become a nation of warmongers or that is posturing itself under the veil of protecting its borders, but really is coming from the position of seeking to be the biggest, baddest person on the block. That is not who we are. That is not personally who I would desire the country to be. As I see what the U.S. is doing, agree or disagree, and I have my thoughts on that, not to be shared on national radio, but agree or not agree. They're doing what they feel they need to do, and they have the position, the resources, the power, the might to do so. And they are, in essence, saying, what you're going to do about it. The Bahamas does not hold such a position, and I feel that it would be grossly unnecessary. I do not see us being in that position today. I don't see it on the near horizon, the need to do that, and I would struggle, like I said, with its inherent purpose.
Darwin and I are going to disagree on this today. I don't know how you are thinking, but I do want to hear your thought, because if the entities involved, which would be customs, immigration as a military front, defense force as a military front, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force as a military front, have not been able to solve the issues that face our nation, my thought is to decrease the numbers of those entities, to create a national army with checkpoints in place, because there's no way you can explain to me how we cannot find out over all this time how the guns get into this country, ammunition, narcotics, and the such. Human smuggling exists, and we have not been able to solve it. As a Bahamian people, we talk too much. We love to talk, but we ain't talking on them. Who knows what's going on? We need people who could find out. We need people on the front line. We need people to make this problem of ours go away.
But see, you're focused on the wrong. This is exactly the problem that our politicians have made for 50 years. Right?
Tell me what the problem is.
So we go around and we identify a problem.
Okay, what's the problem?
Whatever the problem is.
Okay.
And I'm saying our solution is always to build another thing, not to fix the thing that we already have. Case in point, don't fix the hospital in the Ministry of Health. Just build another one for it to be broken in 20 years.
Okay,
don't fix the police.
Okay.
Don't fix whatever it be, under-resourced, corruption, whatever moniker you wish to place on what the issue is within those organizations. But don't fix them. Just create another one. What makes us believe that creating an army means that it would be any less corrupt, allegedly, than the existing organizations that we have, any less under-resourced, allegedly, than the existing organizations that we have? We have to fix the underlying problems of Bahamian society before we go and build another entity to still not fix the underlying problem.
The first thing I'll say to you, Darwin Russell, and you may have some construction ability as I do, many times it's cheaper to break down and build over. It's just easier, simpler, faster, and least expensive to do such. Also, I'd also say to you that corruption is not an instant thing when it comes to these government agencies. It takes time for these people to become corrupt. And right now, the time that it would take to take these people and weed them out of these organizations, the corrupt people within these organizations who have high rank and file, by that time, all of us would be finished. And so my thing is that if you bring a new entity in with new criteria, and you have international assistance in terms of what it means to actually have a militia or local military that deals with these issues, I think we can get some type of resolve. I think we can actually fix some of these situations. We're faced now with people who cannot even qualify to go into the defense force, so they don't have enough BJCSEs. What are you going to do with those people? We're short-staffed. We're looking for people. We're trying to lower the criteria, and then lowering the criteria who are not fit even for the discipline of such military practices.
But
we got to fix this.
Yeah, but you're still pulling from the same pool of underqualified people. Where are these new people that are going to come from to outfit this army that you want to have? I don't understand how you're solving anything. You're drawing from the existing pool of persons, the same pool that's feeding into the defense force, the same pool that's feeding currently into immigration, the same pool that's feeding into the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Where is this different pool? Why is the pool that is going into your new army going to be resourced any differently, staffed any differently?
Because your selection process for these individuals is different.
Once again, why can't you do that with the existing organizations?
Because corruption exists in our existing situations, and I don't think we'll be able to solve the problem. Because right now, Darwin Russell, you can't explain to me why certain areas in this country are prone to certain situations. If we go into the inner city, why is the inner city such a problem? And no one seems to be able to address it. Nobody. I'm sick and tired of hearing of a shooting last night and situations of abuse and everything in certain areas, drug smuggling in certain areas. Someone has to be responsible for this.
I agree. And the person responsible are the parents. The person responsible is us as a society. We have failed them.
So where's the discipline in this? Where is the punishment for this?
The punishment for who? The person committing
these
the
people
crime?
committing. Yeah, suppose we have a high-ranking police officer. That's why
you offered the solution to create our own FBI type organization the other day when we had this conversation, and I relented. I accepted your argument that maybe it has some merit. This one, I know what that was.
Call on the line. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, God. What God is saying, I think God is saying, right? It's different with me. It's a training. You become an army, just a training. When you train those fellas, that's what you train for. That's what they will do.
Mm-hmm. Because, Jamaica has an army. Jamaica has an army, right? But they also have a police force. Now, if you look at the nature of their police force and the nature of their army, it's two separate natures. Mm-hmm. And the respect level given to each is different. Mm-hmm. When people see Babylon or they see police in Jamaica, yeah, there's some fear involved in that. But when you see army, these people ain't playing with you. And their rules of engagement is different than the engagement of civilian life. Their mandate goes higher than that. Call on the line, go ahead.
What's happening, God?
I right here, man, just trying to cause a little mischief. My friend ain't gonna let me get away, though. I love him to death, but I gotta push him. I gotta find out if we can really solve some of these things.
Anyway, I ain't even going into that friendship nonsense. Anyway, I think, we fail to take a closer look at what's happening.
Yes.
In terms of the framework we find ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on saying this. We are in a neo-colonial framework.
I like it.
And nothing comes out of that framework that is in line with what a nation that is supposed to be building itself needs. Okay? Now, calling on Phil Humes, right? Hughes, great Bahamian, Australian hero, makes this observation in his book, Race and Politics in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
He says the intent of the British Crown was to make every Bahamian employee of the government. Now, if you get your mind around that, you start to understand. Secrets like, if you look at all the crime, right? It's happening in a particular and peculiar demographic. Only certain people shooting certain people,
Yeah, but when we can stop that?
Huh? No. See, we ain't gonna stop that until we change the framework.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to push to my friend Darwin today. We got to change the framework.
And the guys that went off throughout the Caribbean, the guys who went off to England to learn law, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said their excuse was, we're going to understand how the system works.
Okay, I'm with you.
But then, when they came back,
they used it against us.
All they did was found a way to work the system.
That's it.
That's it. They still dressing up like the slave masters. They still eating at the slave master's table. Ain't nothing changed.
So if you notice countries that actually try to bring forth a revolution, I'm not trying to be a militant revolutionist, but the whole idea knowing that an army exists, don't you see how the bureaucrats behave differently, knowing that if they do not satisfy the needs of people, there could be a possible what? Overthrow?
See, we can entertain those kind of thoughts, but that ain't gonna happen off the East Coast of America. Okay? Understand that. You see, our politicians in check, even up to now, is our proximity to America.
But the proximity ain't helping us.
But no, it ain't helping us.
It's not helping us.
But they keeping these guys in check.
Yeah, but we need something to keep ourselves in check.
Yeah, but then if we're going to keep ourselves in check, then we have to become, I believe Maslow, he calls it, we have to become like self-actualized.
See, I agree with Darwin when he talks about we are peace-keeping country and all that talk. But my thing is that when you have one roach in your house, you got to. And guess what? Darwin is the Orkin man. He knows about extermination. Ask him how many babies one roach could have. I want him to answer that. That's what I can let him answer after I take these calls. But I appreciate you, caller. I appreciate you. I can make him answer that today.
No.
I'm going ahead, call on the line. Next caller.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, my friend.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm listening to the conversation. Very interesting conversation.
Thank you, my friend. You know, I'm a little nervous about it, but I try to find my way through it, be honest with you.
I listen to your points, and I also listen to your guests.
The host, Darwin Russell.
And I'm totally I understand what you're saying and the concept of what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to not confuse prevention.
Prevention is punishment.
What your guest saying. Pulling from the same pool of people you're going to put in the same army is not going to fix the problem. We have a breakdown in the family structure in this country.
We do,
and that's why these young men are going astray.
Mm-hmm.
So this problem was not created overnight. And if a young man has no role model, has no father, has nobody to guide him, and he's already gone astray, he's 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, and he's hell-bent on becoming a gang member or being involved in a gang, creating an army is not going to change that. We could punish him, we could go in there and shoot him after he already committed a murder, or we could lock him up, what we've been doing, and that's the only thing the army can do.
Well, I've known of young men. I've known of young men who are here right now who have left the Bahamas and joined the U.S. Army. I know of men.
That's fine, but I'm
saying that we have those same caliber of people here who we can start, we can begin to nurture.
What is going to change from creating another organization? Like your guest said, if you have a corrupt organization, right? We have to fix the problems. Where are we going to get the resources? If we can't properly resource the police force and the defense force, how are we going to resource the army? Where are we going to get the money from to front the army?
Okay, if I took that same and I asked the people downtown, just wonder where the heck you expect me to get the money from if I ain't got it? I just trying to show you how we go. We got to find it. We got to find it.
Organization, saying create an organization sounds good, sounds fine, all well. But the point is this. We still have to fix what we have. We have a police force, we have a defense force.
I can be honest with you.
If they're under-resourced and they can't fight crime, where we getting the resources for the next group? Where we getting the manpower from? Where we getting the intelligence from? We getting this from the same pool of people. There's no one fly unless we bringing in foreigners.
Thank you,
using the same name. You can't just take who gonna be in charge. You have to get someone with experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saying to you. We got people, but anyhow, I appreciate you. Next call on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, God.
Hey.
Just a quick. Sorry about that. Listen, you're a boatman.
Yes.
If a boat have a leak in the ocean, you don't get to bring more men on that boat to stop the leak. You take that boat back in the port and take that on dry dock to fix the problem.
Let me ask you a question, genius. When the Titanic go down, where you going? No. Answer my question, man.
Okay.
See, you want to try to put me in a little corner, but I tell you I sharp too. I'm a captain. And the boat going down, I may be the last one to go down. But guess what? I looking for what they call a lifeboat. I trying to find this lifeboat. I stay on the line, don't go nowhere. I woke up this morning, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I just had to laugh. Have you?
No.
Okay, I want you to go and watch footage of the American Revolution. You know what happens in the American Revolution? The blue coats on one side and the red coats on the other side. Fellas, them there caulking their gun, caulking. Jesus Lord. And the people are shooting you down. They're shooting you down like flies. And you standing there, you're on the front of the line, and you're trying to caulk your gun. But the first 3 rows in front of you then get shoot down, and you right there in the front now. But listen to me. As a behemoth, I got to go back. I got to retreat. You got to shoot me on my own side because I ain't staying there. I didn't see everybody else going down, and I must stand there. The ship going down. We got to find a lifeboat. That's what he's saying. But go ahead.
But Mr. Gad, what I'm trying to say, if you have a problem, a leak with your boat, not your boat, but just saying, you can take that boat back in and fix that problem on dry dock more than bringing on men. What I'm saying, we have, every time we look, we bring in more people in the workplace, but the problem still is not fixed.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
I dare you. You come to work where you is now, to the guy that come to work 2 days on the stretch after 3 o'clock and see what management will do.
What management then about?
No, I said...
I'm only kidding, man. Jeez, lighten up, man. Are you all right? Go ahead.
You understand me, guy?
Yeah.
When we put people in these places,
Mm-hmm.
and when they cannot do the job, they must be fired.
I agree with that, too.
Thank you.
I agree with that. But now, see...
Thank you, caller.
We're looking at scenarios before I take the next caller. If your car keep breaking down, what you can do? Fix the car or you can get a new car. It keep on breaking down. I had my little RAV4, little two-door RAV4, and that was the most perfect car. It's still on the road. Nothing wrong with transmission, nothing wrong with the engine, service every 3 months, but the front axle keep on breaking. What you think I had to do with that Jeep? I had to give that away to get a new car. Can't keep fixing the same thing. What can't get fixed? If it can't get fixed, we're going to need a new thing. This is Guardian Talk Radio today, 96.9 FM, here with Darvin Russell, the great AI. That's who I call him. He's the great AI. That's my good friend. I'm Garth Maynard Rosefeld. We're going to take a break and be right back.
Hold your neck and hold your shoulders, hold your chest and show me the rest and shake it up, 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 shake your body line. I love the way y'all do it, girls. Y'all look so great on that shit.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Tell me why.
You got to tell me why today. And Paul, I see you on the line. Just hold on just 30 more seconds for me. I just want to remind the audience as to what I asked Darvin Russell about those cockroaches. But caller, you on the line for us. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, they got this other category of people who get hired by their MPs and stuff, and so, when they get themselves involved, they figure they go back to their MPs and tell them what's going down, and they're supposed to save their job,
And you're familiar with that actually taking place? Yeah. And then
Thank you, caller.
I'm 56 now, and the doctor just said I'm going to live a long time because I'm very healthy. So I just start telling the truth. I ain't going to lie to you.
My Lord.
We got to stop hiring dumb people. Honest to good Lord, we got to have some criteria put in place, human resources-wise, so that when we hire you, at least you have comprehension ability to understand what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm simply saying to you. You got to have some type of understanding as to how to have a budget. You people on the job, I'm not just talking civil service, I'm about every job, Darvin, even in the private sector.
Yes, sir.
Take a portion of your money, set it aside to upgrade yourself. Is that difficult? If you don't have the excess money because you have 3, 4, 5, 6 children, try to find a family member that you can trust or a church organization or civil organization that can watch your children for 2 hours an evening, maybe twice a week, so that you could go to BTVI, where they have free courses available, to upgrade yourself.
Yes.
We cannot sit back and wait for everyone else to see about us. You got to take the initiative. I'm a learned man. Yes, I am. Yesterday I was out west, out Lyford Key, 50 feet up in the air, looking at bees in one little device up there. Please don't let me fall. And the lady took the time to teach me how to use harnesses for my own safety. So I said, man, this is really cool. Now I got to go buy me some harnesses so that when I'm working, I can keep myself safe when I'm going in high places. Every day find an opportunity to upgrade yourself. Now, I met Darvin Russell when we was looking at bees. I got to keep going back to the story of the bees where he left me hanging. He left me hanging up there with 70 bees in my face mask getting stung up. And he said, God, this ain't for me.
One of these days you could tell the whole story, One of these days.
Chris, one of these days. And, I'm so happy. And I like Darvin being around me. So guess what now, Darvin? Everything ain't for everybody.
No, it's not.
But you know roaches.
Yes, sir.
I sure you know roaches, and I told the people I'm not trying to give them a free ad, but Darwin is the Orkin man in the Bahamas. Now, Mr. Orkin man, you tell me, when you see one roach in your house or two roach in your house, you tell me what is the consequences of that. Let me hear this. What you got to do to the roach?
A German, you got to kill the roach.
You got to kill the roach.
Kill the colony.
So how you kill the roach?
And, you know, we are putting chemicals for that.
So let me ask you a question. If you don't kill the roach and you let the roach live, tell me how that works.
The roach is going to breed.
They breed. And then how much roaches does
100 for our lifetime.
200 or 400?
Yes.
And how fast they do that?
They are prolific. German roaches are the most prolific breeders.
So they breed in what, weeks or days of birth?
Yeah.
In weeks? So each one gives 400?
Yes. Over their lifetime. Not per.
No, I'm talking about one roach.
Yes.
It's 400.
Could be, yeah.
And so how much do they breed at one time?
I believe like 6 to 8.
6 to 8?
Yeah.
And they do it in a matter of weeks. They like keep on making roaches. Jesus Lord. And that's all he's saying. If you look at the Bahamas today, you don't think we got a roach problem? I talk about people who breed like roaches, man. Who just breed bad air, bad behavior.
They're not according to the Minister of National Insurance. We need to have more babies.
Yeah, but we need no more crazy babies, man. We got to fix this problem. That's why I tell you, some things you just got to eradicate. Some things you just got to get rid of. You people who can't understand what I'm saying, anyway, let me not be rude today. Chris, I ain't going to be rude today. Let me go to those numbers. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the Family of Violence, 300-5720, or text us at 422-4796. Okay. Caller, go ahead. Go ahead. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Garth and Darwin?
Hey, guy.
I'm doing good, man.
Just started to listen. You know, of course, I got to pick up my little children. Hey, Garth.
Yes, sir.
I finally, but I say, and you make a joke on me yesterday with the baby mother situation. But
leave me alone, man. Leave me alone.
It's only 3 children I have, right?
Yeah.
But at least I succeeded. But some people who giving out these narratives, they don't have any children. They're not contributing.
Fox.
That's correct.
And so I'll feed off something that Aaron had commented on that I loved, right? Was that they're encouraging us to breed, but in a sense, they're still compartmentalizing us, and they're not facilitating the increase in population with social infrastructure, hospitals, education, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So when I would love for some of the females to call and talk about the nightmare horror stories in the maternity ward, right? It's also a paternity ward because we plan to see it. Indeed, you know. So I mean, you know, which is it? But you know, I like listening to Darwin because he's kind of realistic and drives hard on real facts, right? But I mean, that's what it is. You're encouraging people to proliferate, but you're not doing anything. You know, we look at Nassau, we live in like Jacob and Esau. You see, I see, and saw, right? I saw. Listen to me, my brother. You see Goodman's paying all these places them and all the green spaces, right?
Yes, sir.
People need these types of serenity to keep their sanity and
They
things.
sure do. Yeah.
So we look at you're allowing a place 7 by 21. Everybody knows someone knows someone, but you're not. You know, come on, man. What I'm saying is, God, the migration crisis, right?
Listening.
Has to be checked because, what I'm saying is, don't mind the people saying we don't love them, but when you look at it, we only have a limited amount of space, and we will be erased. And so it's either we love ourselves, and you know we still love them, but I mean, wait, what is it?
What are we doing?
We can't even speak out anymore.
Yeah,
we are faced with. But as regard to the roach, I'll make a little joke before I depart.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm dumb and not smart, right? You know the little Geico-looking lizard that lives around the houses, right?
Yes, sir.
I got up early this morning. I saw one of them devouring a roach.
Okay.
So I some days I just like to leave. Sometimes I see the little spider that catches the little mosquitoes. But
Yes,
gosh,
sir.
I got a joke for you. Any man who loves bees and deals with bees got to be a man of God and know God.
I appreciate
Because
you.
they amazes God. You remember that?
I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you for
I
that.
appreciate you too.
Let me tell you something. Guys, one of the things that I'm always appreciative of with our callers is just the level of intelligence and depth that they bring to these conversations. You know, like I tell you, the thing that frustrates me whenever I listen to some politicians speak, we in this country have yet to get at the root issues surrounding the decay of the family. And I know it's not sexy talk, but until we as a political directive start talking about the disintegration of the family structure and what are the policies, plans, and programs that we're going to put in place to return fathers into homes and to restore families, don't talk to me about any other anti-crime measure, because you missed the whole foundation. The family in the Bahamas is so broken irreparably, it feels like sometimes, that unless you address that core fundamental problem, all of the other ways in which you choose to deal with it would be temporary at best, and the success that you might receive or achieve would be intermittent at best. I can leave that alone.
I hear you, and that has been a thought that I had accepted in the past, and I will challenge those people of that thought process. Because my greatest irritation for this nation, the Bahamas, is the checks and balances. If you lack the balance necessary, you got to check these things, you got to balance these things, you got to make these things make sense. If you're not prepared to do that,
yes,
then we are wasting our time. You cannot tell me, you 52 pauper muff roll, the voice of you, cannot tell me that I have to use what I now have in the Bahamas in terms of entities, knowing that, in quote, the word in quote, the foreigner or the person, the enemy, has already entered into the ranks and file. You can't tell me that. You to go in there and find the people I gotta purge out of the system, time is wasting. I'm saying, like the movie 300, give me 300 strong with every purpose of rooting these people out of those institutions. So that we can purify the situations. We are only, that ain't no bunch of people, but you gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
Now, if I go into any entity in the Bahamas,
yes, sir.
Darwin is my friend. Chris is my cousin. Dwight is my brother. Aaron is my sister. And the list goes on, and corruption. So you are quite correct that we start at the base, but the base has to have a direction to go into. It has to have a mold that we can fit these people into. Not every child is going to be a doctor. Not every child is going to be a nurse. Not every child is going to be an engineer. Not everyone is going to be a physicist. But there are some children who are purposed by the Almighty, I'm going to use the Almighty now, for the purpose of correction. And we find these people and put them into the mold of discipline necessary to root out corruption in this country.
Can I be Dropsy? I ain't
going to let you do that. Let a caller go first. Caller, go ahead.
Good afternoon to both of you.
Good afternoon. My brother. How are you?
The brother, I don't know him, and I listen to yourself and him. He bait me to call. And the brother is a good brother.
He is.
He's saved.
He's saved. I guess I am damned. Go ahead.
Brother, listen to me.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
There's a conspiracy going into the world.
Yes.
Into the world and also the Bahamas.
Yes.
This is my pet peeve.
Yes, sir.
And until we understand this, the liberals, there's a group of liberals all over the world,
yes,
from the UN nation and also here in the Bahamas.
Yes.
They have issues with God. And this is why they create this thing called gender equality, now marital rape, etc. Now, I don't encourage no woman to live with a beast who got a vandalizer, etc. But the message in this country that I once knew, I am well over 70.
What?
This is a conspiracy to wipe out the traditional family. I heard one of my friends, a noted politician, saying we are declining, but he is contributing to it with no family.
Yeah.
This thing is a conspiracy. The gender equality is calling for their rights. You got the transgender, the LGBTQ, whatever they name. I don't know if ZX is with it.
Yes, sir.
They are calling for their rights. Where is the message for the traditional family that is in the preamble of the Constitution that this country was once built on? Until we understand this conspiracy, my brother, we will be in the red. And I call upon all my brothers, 52 and all the brothers, you have to connect yourself biblically, fight this in the flesh, This is a spiritual warfare. The liberals is trying to wipe out the traditional family, and some of the pastors are on board because it is economics. Get the church full of women, the money come, and you build an empire.
Thank you, Gordon.
I appreciate your call, my friend. You heard him say, and you're welcome to call in and also mention your version of what he said. Next call on the line, go ahead.
Hey, what's happening?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, when we look at places in Asia like Singapore and Hong Kong, or
Yes, sir.
places like in the Middle East, like
Yes, sir.
Saudi Arabia, United Arabs, and whether the place in South America where the dude lock up all the gang members.
You're talking about El Salvador.
El Salvador. We can fix our problem in the Bahamas overnight
if we want to.
If we want to.
Yes.
The problem is the government doesn't have the kahunas to address the issue. Which other country in the world where you know a young man could be on bail for 7 murders?
Yes.
He's a serial killer. What are you doing on bail?
Right.
Well, you could be on bail for thousands of guns and ammunition.
Yes.
A smuggler, he get catch, and what they give him bail and give me both back.
Yeah.
That's why I want. That's why I want military law. Go ahead.
Do we want to address the problem? Do we want to fix the problem? We don't.
That's correct.
That's correct. We sensationalize these stories.
Yes.
And we need to look at who benefits from these stories, from these crimes.
Great contribution.
We don't want to fix the problem.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good, man. That's a great call. Next call on the line, go ahead.
You're on Guardian today.
Hello, good day, God.
Good day.
Hey, good day. Got here, Darwin Russell.
And Darwin.
Hey,
yes.
Yeah, how much for a can of tomato paste in Florida?
It's probably more expensive than here now.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably more expensive than here, to be honest with you.
That's not a product that they use there, so it's probably considered an import. But what's your point? What are you thinking? Talk to us.
How much is a can of milk in Florida?
Like evaporated milk?
Yeah.
About the same as here.
Almost the same, yeah. After the tariff war and everything, the prices in America are crazy. Like a can of Monster that you shouldn't drink because it has this high energy content, that's like $4. Here it's $3.
Yeah, if you've been following prices around the world and in the United States where we benchmark a lot of things from, the U.S. isn't a whole lot cheaper than us for grocery anymore. If you've traveled recently, you will realize that our price in the grocery store is not a lot different when you adjust, obviously, for maybe a 30% variance, which is quite reasonable to expect. It's not, back in the day, you used to go to Florida every summer, pack up your pallet, and you would actually save money. That's not the case anymore. You're really not saving any money by importing your grocery, by buying it in South Florida grocery stores. But what are you trying to express? What's your concern? What's the point you're making?
See, they had this issue with the eggs the other day.
Yes, sir.
Someplace called the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, they brought in eggs from there.
Right. And you know how much things they is produced in the Dominican Republic?
Lots.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Why we ain't getting all that most of our stuff from the Dominican Republic? For these single mothers, for these people, who live in these areas where they impoverished, who, to save.
Yes.
And all this kind of stuff, because we could shop and buy a case of this and a case of that and bring it in on the pallets, start as high as the 40-foot container, Darwin,
Yeah,
it's a great
and everything.
Let me tell you. Let me give you an answer. Actually, if you actually want an answer. So one of the challenges for the logistics network coming into the Bahamas is an issue of supply and demand, and needing the networks are not as common as they are. We take certain things for granted. The decades in which we've been doing trade with the United States, and it appears easy, but that's just because we've been doing it long and we've perfected the process. It doesn't mean we can't go to Panama. It doesn't mean we can't go to the DR. It's just that you don't have the same type of shipping networks or shipping companies servicing those ports. You don't have the same vendor and distribution relationships with those companies to facilitate the trade. So think about the Betty K, and you have 3 sailings a week to the port of Miami, and that ship comes back full every single day. Do you take a risk of going and exploring Panama, which is probably a day's sail away? You're probably at best getting 1 ship. How are you going to compensate your freight for a third less productivity in that you're going only there 1 time versus 3 times to Florida? Wouldn't you theoretically say that you have to pay 3 times the freight rate in order for them to choose that route over going to Florida? Do you understand what I'm saying? So the business case for you as the consumer is different from the business case of the shipper, which is the reason why you pay $7,000-$10,000 for the container coming out of China than you do half of that coming out of the United States. That cost gets built in along the value chain. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
That is correct.
So the first cost may be cheaper, but the landed cost may still end up being the same. But go ahead, make your point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Inagua is a port of entry, right?
It is.
You know how close that is to the Dominican Republic?
Yeah, but Inagua is not Nassau. You understand? You're still having the same problem. So Inagua has a population of how many persons? Less than 10,000? Less than 5,000?
Oh, man, less than 1,000.
So the economics don't work in our favor to do those kinds of things.
And then what you're not looking at is the conventions.
Thanks for your call, caller.
What you're looking at is the conventions that prevent you.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Quickly. Mm-hmm.
I am God.
Yes, sir.
I need your number with the beating and you know what I mean?
Okay. Call and leave your number with the producer, and Garth will call you after the show.
Yeah. So we'll talk later.
Thank you, sir.
You know, the problem with the beating is people is calling me and then they want me to do the beating on their time. Now, the beat been there for months. Mm-hmm. Some of them beats been there for years. And now all of a sudden they want me to do the beat tonight.
Come on, you.
And it raining.
You in charge.
And I trying to fix my house.
Come on, you in charge.
I have one family member do me right in.
You in charge.
And rowing me out saying I look like I was a joker. My family tell me that. That's why I just do me, buddy. Anyhow, next
caller, you're on the air.
Caller, go ahead.
Go ahead, caller, you're on the air.
Caller. That might have been my cousin.
My Lord.
Next caller, go ahead. Call on the line. All right, good. Yeah, so Darvin Russell, we have some text here. I don't know if I.
So let me tell you about your Trapsy comment first before you go to the text.
Oh Lord, you
right?
didn't forget that?
No, I forget that because I needed to circle back to that. You start talking about, everybody knows somebody. You call this one, your brother. You call Aaron, et cetera, because. Done it to avoid the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then the question becomes, that means you too are also corrupt.
I'm corrupt.
You are corrupt.
Okay.
That's the problem with the system.
What's the problem?
See, we all are complicit in the corruption. You don't view it that way, but that's what you're doing. Because if the person feels comfortable, if your family member feels comfortable calling you as a person in position and power, to do something that they know is improper and you do it, you're also corrupt.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think we like to devoid ourselves as though we are better than those currently in the system. But the minute you become co-opted by doing the very thing that when you were on the outside you had disdain for, you too are showing your hand that you're also corrupt. That's the problem with the system. So it's not just doing it for... See, this is what we do. I just did that for Darvin. Mm-hmm. I just did that for Garth because Garth is my boy. Mm-hmm. No, you're corrupt. The fact of the matter is, Darvin, if he believed that Garth wasn't corrupt, would not ask. And if he made the mistaken assumption that he thought Garth was corrupt and Garth says no, it proves that Garth is not corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem, Garth. All adults are corrupt at some level. So in order for you to deal with this resolutely, you actually have to have honest men and women in a position of power. My brother or sister, my mother or my father are not going to call me when I get in a position of power as a politician to do something inappropriate. Why? Because they are not corrupt. They didn't raise a corrupt son. So they would not ask a son who is not corrupt to do a corrupt thing. But the minute they ask me for the very favor that they know is inappropriate and I do it, that also makes me corrupt. Just because I only do it for them, I'm no less corrupt.
So is there anything called innocent corruption?
No, oh, Jesus. No, there's nothing called innocent corruption.
So what happened when you went jump the line or when you got a family working in the office and you figure, man, it's taking too long to get this thing done. I'm going to call my friend.
It's still inappropriate, Garth. It's still corrupt.
But Bahamians say, man, that's how we do things.
I'm not running away from that, but I just want you to look
I'm
in the
agreeing
mirror.
with you.
No, I want people to look in the mirror.
They're not going to do it.
You're still a part of the problem. Introspection is the hardest thing for us as adults, as human beings, to admit when we are wrong about a thing. We seek justification for our behavior. It is still wrong.
Well, I got something to say from the Bible in a minute, but go ahead, caller, you're on the line. Go ahead, caller. Caller, go ahead.
Call back.
Call back. Okay.
Go to the text message. They've been waiting a while.
Yeah, they've been waiting a while for these texts. It's also hypocritical to talk about crime when we allow unabated migration from many countries, allowing isolated communities with no policing, chicken fights, human trafficking, and smuggling. Finally, corruption that is ubiquitous. Soon people will be saying they have the rights to have intercourse and relationships with beasts. Someone said he got money, that's why he out on bail. They said, please read this. The thing about the migration crisis is not the migrants. It's the government's lack of desire to put a check on it. That's why I talk about checks and balances.
Yeah.
Even though they see the dilemma, they're still issuing citizenship and work permits and not enforcement, which is endorsement by silence also.
Yeah.
And I happened to have gone to a work site yesterday, Darwin Russell, and the people there were all migrants, to be honest with you. This one comes from Atlanta. I know this number. He says, hang 'em high. Bring back the cat. $4 dozen in eggs is in Atlanta. I say news Atlanta. And $8 a dozen at Solomon's here locally. And that person...
No. Wait.
That person just left the
Where you getting that $8 a dozen from here? That ain't the
Solomon
same egg.
said.
That is not the same egg.
It's probably, but he said that's what he said.
Yeah. It's $3.30. It's $3. I was just in the grocery store.
Okay.
A dozen eggs is $3.
The president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers said that she believed Prime Minister Davis is suffering from an early stage of dementia, or is it chicken bouquet?
My God, Jesus.
People.
Caller, you're on The Guardian today with Garth and Darwin.
Hey, good afternoon. So you're all trying to say tipping is corruption?
Well, tipping is corruption. We ain't trying to say.
No, not really.
Tipping is corruption.
Gratuity?
No.
That's cultural.
A gratuity?
No. Whether it's cultural or not, it doesn't make it any
If you're
less
an
wrong.
Auckland man, come working in 95-degree weather.
No, you've paid
and
me.
I owe you.
I have
but
billed
wanna,
you for my services.
Yeah, and I've paid the bill.
Yes.
But I want to offer you a drink, so I'm giving you $5 because it's hot.
That's fine.
Okay, that's tipping.
Okay.
That's not tipping to get the service.
Thank you.
I'm not tipping after you've completed the
thank
service.
you. So here is the issue with that. See, and that, like I say, we always want to phrase something to provide justification for our inappropriate behavior. We know full well that tip for lunch was given because the person facilitated something on our behalf.
That is true.
That they either shouldn't have or they did it in a you jumped the line. Come on now. Let's not pretend that we don't know what we're dealing with.
Caller, you on the line.
So it's about the intent of the tip and the receiver. Come on now, let's just be honest as Bahamians.
Lost a caller.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I've been saying for years, as long as they are not benefiting nothing, Bahamians do and will get support behind it. Dig a little deeper and see who else benefiting other than the Americans and the Canadians.
That's the hot
So
topic.
he's saying, that's a hot topic right there.
No, that's the hot
Good
topic.
afternoon, Mr. Burrows. An only problem with our armed forces is that they're overtaken by illegals. So he's saying that we're basically still screwed. Gents, you don't mind buying out the American food store because of the better quality versus the garbage we're buying here.
Where do you think we're getting the quote-unquote garbage here from? Come on, people. Let's talk with sense now.
Darwin, you are correct. I paid about $7 and $8 for my organic eggs.
Thank you. So, but if you're comparing organic egg to organic egg, that's why you have to do an apples to apples comparison. Organic eggs in America are not $3. They're not $4.
Well, I buy mine for $4. That's where I get my organic eggs from. This might be the reason why Graves says one thing publicly, then come back to us and say he didn't say it. Okay, that's another comment against the Prime Minister. I got to go read through these other ones here. Amen. Caller said it well. Mr. Garth, you forgot Gladstone Ridge and the hill by Somalo B Highway.
Oh, yeah.
Gladstone
facts.
Ridge was the second highest point in the
sure
Bahamas.
It sure was.
My Lord, and what they did, they plowed it down?
Cut the whole thing through.
Jesus
yeah.
have mercy.
Yeah, facts.
Garth, we know you are F&M, so keep it real. See? Yesterday, they tell me I was PLP. The other lady, when I came in the other day, said I was PLP. This one said, are you talking any politics there?
My Lord, not yet.
Jesus, these people, I shouldn't read. I ain't read nothing else with you, Tim, because you then insulting me.
Caller, you're on the air. You're on Guardian today with Garth and Darvin.
Good afternoon, Darvin.
Hey, Guy.
Hi, how are you doing?
Fantastic, buddy. How you been?
Thank God for life as usual. Boy, it being rough, but you got to make the best of
You
it.
do.
Mr. Dodd.
Amen.
You do.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. Mr. God, do you know if the eggs are real? Is it okay to eat the eggs what are being sold in the shop?
Which eggs? You mean currently now?
Yeah, I mean like these dozens of eggs.
Yeah. The ones from the DR were a bit suspect, and I had to call some people at the ministry.
Say it again.
Ones that they brought in from the DR for that short period of time, some of them were suspect to me. So I had to call in the people who inspect the food coming into the
What did they
country to
say?
deal with them. No, they had them have them removed.
Oh, they had them.
Yeah, they had them removed.
Well, you're
yeah.
powerful, man.
What was wrong with them? They wasn't real, or they were some kind of animal egg?
No, in terms of they just weren't healthy to me. So when you crack, I used to raise eggs, so I know what eggs are supposed to look like. When you crack an egg should not have an odor. The shell should not be tainted. It was obvious when you open those containers that they should not be sold. It's just anybody that has been in the business for any period of time. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
They have
Exactly.
an expiry date on them, the real set?
Well, they don't. Eggs typically don't come with an expiry date, but usually, the jury is out on whether or not you refrigerate or you don't refrigerate eggs. I refrigerate mine, but if you don't refrigerate it, you shouldn't wash them. Okay, but by and large, the eggs that you buy in the grocery store, you should refrigerate, and your eggs usually are going to be good for between 2 to 3 weeks easily.
That's all?
Your eggs are gonna, yeah. Your eggs are gonna be. But if
you got to throw them away.
no, you don't have to throw them away. When you crack an egg, even though you're blind and you smell an egg, it will be obvious if the egg is bad.
So I can smell that raw.
You smell a rotten. No, that
okay.
smell is
Smell rotten,
unmistakable.
it ain't
Yeah.
Okay, God.
Hey.
Boy, excuse me, sir. You did well. You always do well on Shanique's show.
You gotta find.
I don't know if to say that, like when the fish get the line in his mouth.
Yes, sir.
You get off that. I mean, you somehow you got that hook out your mouth. That question come. I mean, one question come there. Everybody call, man. I said, wait. I talking with the TV turn up high. Everyone will hear what God got to say. What God can say to what these people saying. So let me move from that and say, it seems like the web shop owners are saying that report would come out yesterday in one of the newspapers was something they did 6 months ago, and they believe, I only paraphrasing what I hear, they believe, like politically, it's some kind of mischief they was trying to make with us, the public, to feel a way about them. And then they start going on with this, I call it a press statement, that how much they be giving and giving to the people and doing for the people. Guys, I can't see, I blind. I might even be, I think you are smarter than me, but tell me something.
Mm-hmm.
Was I dreaming when we voted no in the referendum and they do what they wanted to do? Didn't these guys tell us that they was going to sell us some shares
For
in
which
the web shops in the street?
I don't actually remember.
You remember?
You remember,
But
God?
I had a dream that I thought this existed.
I think you dream because
what they do, and they always brag about what they being given us and how much money they done spent since they being
In office.
regularized.
Yes, sir.
I just saying that.
Let me be real. Let me be real with the Bahamian people. And I keep telling people I don't have to be liked or popular. That ain't my goal in life. My goal in life is to give as much truth as I could. Let me be very, very real with you.
You ain't getting nothing to lose, God. Like you say, you almost out the door.
Yeah. Every man has been appointed a time. Whether that's 0 to, like my people be living to our 90s. So those who don't like me, I have a long time to be here, like the doctor said today. But listen to me very carefully. You have to manage yourself. Nobody else can manage you. If you're depending on other people to take care of you, if you're depending on other people to pour into you,
Not bring it home, but where that coming now? Could you answer me on what I was saying to you just now?
I'm going to answer you by saying this to you. We continue to look to them to
Who
give
them? The web shop owners?
the government,
Or the government?
the policymakers, to give to us. And I'm just simply saying to you that there's nothing wrong with waiting or expecting. But in the interim time, you got to get busy. That's all I'm simply saying. You got to get busy. You got to take care of you, because while you are waiting, you are also dying every day. what I'm living for my children, I'm living for my grandchildren, I'm living for my nation, I'm living for my religion, I'm living. But in living, you got to be active and you got to be working. And the one thing that I want to remind the Bahamian people is that we have not come this far by laying on our backs. Believe that when I tell you that. We've come through a history of having to fight for what we want. And so this is no time to lay down. This is time to get up, find something to do, improve yourself, and move forward.
Thanks, Papa.
People in Golden Isles, they waiting for this by-election so they could get their thing.
I'll keep you informed, Papa. You know we're going to meet at night, but I'll call you a little later.
So God, they didn't say they could sell shares to the people, eh?
We don't recall.
So listen, when you go back on Shanique and you all talking, right? Ask that question if that's any truth that they say they could sell shares, because they always bragging, but how many...
I got your phone number. I'll get right back to you, but I'll inform you when I get it, okay?
Yeah, some I think they ain't giving enough. They should sell shares to the people. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, my brother. All right, thanks, Guy. All right. Next call on the line. Go ahead, please.
Hey, God, how you doing?
We're doing well. I'm here with Darvin Russell.
Well, I want to speak to God, but you remind me of my big brother. You always always smart. I was the dummy of the family. I only got O levels and A levels in math.
Uh-huh.
You remind me of my big brother. You
Thank you,
sharp.
sir.
But this question is for Darvin.
Mm-hmm.
Darvin, let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
How the government could proceed with, if they say they're paying 17,000 workers
Yes, sir.
with the pay that they said to be delivering in December.
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking you this. God, you could chime in after this.
I ain't chiming in. That's why you asking Darvin. You didn't know I ain't chiming in.
I speak to you, but you could...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Darvin.
I'm a mathematician.
If you want to,
at heart.
I'm not doing
Other
it.
than that, I was teaching maths from I was 11 years old in school, at primary school level.
Yes,
so
sir.
I know what I'm trying to bring across.
Yeah.
You say you got this 17,000 workers that you're going to pay.
Yeah.
This is not the lower line level. This is the level that you're going to pay now.
Yes, sir.
And then you, at the end of coming towards December, you say you're going to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to give the junction groups them this excessive amount of money that you have increased from
Yes.
20,000 to 40,000 for major groups.
Yeah.
And you're saying now the junction groups and the put on parades about 30 million. I think they might have said 30 million. I don't know what they say.
Okay.
Something around that. Holistically.
Yes, sir.
How are you going to find all this money in December? Now, I'm just trying to show you the mathematical point. The
Yes, sir.
government don't want to admit that they are at a fall. They are out of a place where they cannot pay.
So here's the issue, caller, and thank you for the question.
Thank you.
I'll
Darvin.
answer you. Here's the thing that people have to recognize. The Prime Minister has positioned himself and positioned this administration with the narrative that the many different ways he says that you have listened to his pronouncement and his speeches in various forms. All is well. They don't have any cash flow problems. They don't have no money problems. The economy is on the up. Tourism is on the up. Jobs are being created. Everybody getting raises. You get a raise. You get a raise. All is well. But yet, when there are fractures that occur when we have a conflict between the reality of a thing versus what has been in our minds an imagined thing or a pronounced thing, between what you say and what you've done, when there is, as my friend always says, an incongruency, is where there becomes a fault line, which is what we experience today and yesterday with what the union is going through, which is what contractors experience on a regular basis trying to get paid on a timely basis from the government. When you have those kinds of fissures within the system, what the Prime Minister says now falls on deaf ears because the reality of your experience contradicts his word. But because he has created and staked his reputation and that of his administration on the fact that all is well, he cannot admit to you that it is not in fact well or as well as he has been trying to convince you things are. Because there is no logical reason to me, as a layperson, even somebody who, if I didn't understand economics the way that I do, no logical reason to explain why, if you had the money, why not pay the people when you agreed to? That can only say to me that you have a cash flow issue, and to admit it would cause the deck of cards to fall down. Caller, you're on Guardian today with Garth and Darvin.
Good day, sir.
How are you?
Great. You know what has freaked me out in this country? But these PLP operatives,
Talk to
and these people, them what just suck on the government.
Mm-hmm.
These people got to realize all of us is Bahamians, and
Yes,
all
sir.
us got to eat. All us got to get our bread butter too.
Yes, sir.
All they think about is PLP and they operative. These greedy people who don't want nobody else to get nothing else in this country but them. Them and their family lovers and all them other rest. But nobody else, us who's Bahamians, can't get nothing. Only thing the government taking care of is Haitians. Because you can't get nothing from nothing. Ain't nobody else getting nothing. They making it way for the illegal immigration, cheering them to get in the school without even knowing a part of English, and they want us to suck it up. They want the teachers to deal with that issue. All these things that they got to understand, the hospital and the worst state that I've ever been. And they want us to just shut up and play like nothing happening. The road is in the worst state it has ever been.
Yeah.
And these people, I'm like nothing happening.
all is well,
they
yeah.
must live someplace else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Thank
all
you.
I could say, sir.
Thank you, caller.
Now,
we hear the passion.
Yeah. Let me read some text here. Then I'll deal with y'all in a minute. So true this generation makes was for the generation behind. Fathers make for his kids. It says, watch the run-up to the election playoffs. We will see the people's tax money being weaponized against political foes and people alike. Contracts here, contracts there. Throw a dog a bone to keep him quiet. What a diet. You know who wrote that, right? Okay, until the Bail Act and sentencing guidelines are seriously reformed, crime and corruption will remain a part of our daily reality. Right now, too many people have no fear of consequences. I like this text. That's all I was trying to say all day. We need an entity so that the people can have fear of consequences. There are no consequences that these people fear. And that's why the cycle continues. You know what? You're my favorite texter for the day. I appreciate that. This is my friend here, Garth Darwin, straw man your argument just now. I don't mind. But anyhow, go ahead, my friend. You asked him about defending the borders of the Bahamas against illegal immigration and not being the biggest, baddest on the block, as he puts it. We can defend our country while being, as he say, a friendly country. Can't we walk and chew gum?
Didn't they use my language on me?
Because you got a fan.
My Lord, I love it.
I know you love it.
I love it.
I can jump on
I
you
love
in
it.
a minute. Selling sand, causing flooding, not cleaning the drain, flooding, nasty water. You didn't use just nasty water, but I skipped a word. Sewer water. And then those people who have wells. You can imagine their well water.
Yeah. You got to let it settle.
That's
before you
why
use
I
the
have
water.
a well system in my yard that I don't use. It's
Yeah, you
sad.
can't.
I just can't use it. I can't trust it. Too many oil spills in my
Well, you
area.
got to put an RO system on your house.
We'll talk about that. One of these days we'll talk about that. Now, you people, you know I said to you, I'm not going to get into you and your politics. I didn't even talk politics today. And one of you accused me of being an FNM. I keep telling you my name is Garth Maynard Roseborough. You really keep trying. You keep trying to pull me in. It's a PLP thing. It's a FNM thing. It's a COI thing. For me, it's now a Bahamian thing until I decide that it's just going to be something different. Now, you asked Darwin a question. I heard his response. I got another situation. I heard your question. Let me just say this once again. You Bahamian people all have your bias. You all have your favorite. What gets under my skin is when you make a complaint that you experienced a little over 5 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago, as if your memory isn't long enough. This country has not been fixed. I use the word fixed for a very, very long time. We continue to have people who come to us and tell us, oh, if you put me in power, I'm going to fix it. That's what we voted over the last 20 years in this country, because previous to that, I've been off to school. So when I came home, I practiced my democratic right. At one particular point, I vied for a major political party. I was not successful. I was kindly asked to step back after investing my money and allow someone else to run, in which they won a few months later. I also ran independently in this country as a party leader, if they didn't know that. But I stepped back. Why? Because leadership and power isn't what I desire. What I truly desire is to help fix the country. So my entry into frontline politics has nothing to do with me wanting your $28,000, because I don't need that. I don't want your $150,000 to put in my bank account. I don't need that. I don't need your $2 million or your $4 million. Let me say this once again to you, what Garth Maynard Roseborough needs. I need us to be serious about fixing this country. To fix this country, there's a scripture that says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. We need some more pure-hearted people in this country. And because you are corrupt, you continue to see party and colors. I can't stand you. I'm tired of you, because you are a part of the problem why we cannot fix this country. You need to practice something called honesty. If we can find some honest people, and the scripture I wanted to bring to you today, Darwin Russell, in closing, the book of Exodus when Moses went up into the mountain and came back down, he met those same people who should have been faithful, should have been loyal, should have felt empowered, had a golden calf. You just gone a couple of days ago, you come back and the people didn't change on you. You just got elected yesterday and they change on you. You people keep changing on situations of principle. Now watch what I'm going to say to you, Darwin Russell. The command is given. Who is on the Lord's side, let him come. Who came?
Preach that thing.
The sons of Levi, the pure in heart. I am calling today, Darwin Russell. I can let you take the rest of the show.
Go ahead.
But I am calling today for the Bahamians who are pure in heart to bring your mind, to bring your hands, to bring your feet, and let us fix this country. We are not so far gone that this cannot be fixed. This can be fixed right now, but you got to stop your wicked ways. You got to stop being sold for 30 pieces of silver, man. We got to get this thing right. We got Family Islands out there who's suffering for how long? Since Christopher Columbus been here, 1492?
Yeah.
Still suffering?
Yeah.
And while you're sitting here in Nassau, you got all the luxuries. You got your little Toyota Rush and your little Toyota Paso, and you got your little note, and you got your little house, government house, and you happy. You happy while your brothers and Family Island suffering. You happy knowing the Americans and the Canadians can come in here and get their own pepper sauce distributed to the entire world. And you know your neighbor is do hot pepper sauce. And you know what you can do? You ain't gonna buy the Bahamian sauce. You can go buy their sauce. That's what you want. You want their sauce. What's wrong with you people, man? And you tell me you all love the Bahamas? And you all love your neighbor? And you're not buying Bahamian? You're not believing in Bahamian? And the minute Darwin sit down here, you hate Darwin, you hate Garth, you hate Dwight Strawn, you hate Uncle Sarah, you hate. And if the people don't go ahead and say what you want to hear, you hate them. What is wrong with you people? Call on the line, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon to both of you.
Hey, good afternoon.
Just want to take 60 seconds or so to put...
Man, you can get that from me today. Use my boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so hear this, right? We've had discussions going on for years, repeating the same cycle.
Yes.
But we've never spoke to the methodology in how do we grow the economy, or even how do we expand the tourism model. We sit in park and we brag about the number of tourism that comes in throughout the Caribbean. I think it's about 9 different countries that had growth every month for the last 9 months. If you begin to look at the tourism sector that we celebrate 11 million tourists, but if you convert that to the spend, the 11 million cruise visitors is equal to 450,000 stopover visitors, the amount of people that used to come to Grand Bahama alone.
Yeah.
We have basically deteriorated, sitting on an old model with no tune-up,
That is true. That is very true.
And so here it is that technology, we sit on our fintech is coming, but yet we're still in financial services and banking, the same old methodology. You know, do you know Donald Trump and them? If you consider $1 million to be 1 year, $1 billion would be 1,000 years, and $1 trillion would be 10,000 years. Donald Trump alone has indicated that he would throw about $37 trillion into the new fintech environment.
He did
that.
That
is equal to 370,000 years. Then when you add BlackRock, Blackstone, Vanguard, and the rest of them, we are talking about 1 million times 3.7 million times $1 trillion.
What is the value of that for the average Bahamian?
No, that's what I'm saying to you. The average, that's in funding, that's in financing, that's available for the very things we're sitting around talking about climate and talking about insurance, talking about financial services. And so the world is changing right in the front of our faces, And we're stuck on pre-21st century ideology.
So
let me understand this.
So I'm asking you, C. Allen, right? What I'm asking you is this, right? I am of the belief that if you give, and I almost cussed just now, a fool $1 million, he can be broke by the end of the year.
Yes, but see, you don't need all of them, all of them, because first of all, the fool will have to put together the business plan that suffices enough.
How he can do that? He don't know how to do that.
Right. So I'm saying to you, but so we just need 1,000 of us, right, to understand how to make $1 million for each of us per year, which would then add $1 billion a year.
So you're going back to what I was saying when I first started the show, that you got to start somewhere and you got to find a handful of people to engage and fit into the mold. That's all I'm simply saying. We got to find a new vehicle.
I think the individuals are there, but they have been so built into the language. Nobody in the economy is speaking, as like you say, a translator into the language, because they're so used to hearing the old language. And so, but when you even talk about jobs, right, just even come down to those individuals with jobs. We've talked about 30 different economy: aquamarine, digital, conceptual, green, blue, ocean, orange, all of these economy knowledge base, all these economy models. Every single one of these 35 different economy models is a minimum 500 different definitions on the low-end ladder of employment. So that means if we could just put one person in each of those 500 startup positions in each of those economic models, we're talking about 20,000 jobs at a minimum wage of $600 a week.
Well, see, Alan,
the question is, why aren't we putting this together? Because our leadership don't know. We need to insist to get those that speak still, get those that is landlocked to the past and denies to the future to begin to listen. But we have to begin to have the conversation. So
we got to have that conversation.
Participate.
I got the music there, C. Allen. I appreciate your call. This is Guardian Talk Radio, 96.9 FM. I'm going to take a quick break, and then you're going to hear from Darvin Russell as we close off today's show. It's been a pleasure being here with you, as always, 2 to 4 p.m., Guardian Talk Radio today. And, hey, get your last thoughts together. Darvin Russell will be right back.
Hold your ears and hold your nose and hold your mouth and hold your neck and hold your shoulders, hold your chest.
This October, Bahama invites you to indulge your senses at the Culinary and Arts Festival, where world-class flavors meet breathtaking creativity in the heart of the Bahamas. Join us October 22nd through 26th for an unforgettable celebration featuring culinary legends Daniel Boulud, Marcus Samuelson, Dario Cecchini, and Simeon Hall Jr., alongside a vibrant lineup of Bahamian chefs and mixologists. Explore captivating art installations, interactive workshops, and live performances, all set against the stunning backdrop of Nassau's premier luxury resort. And don't miss an electrifying live performance by global superstar Lenny Kravitz, headlining the festival's welcome party on Friday, October 24th, with a concert for this is more than a festival, it's a feast for the soul. Tickets and packages are going fast. Visit Bahamar.com to reserve your spot at the Culinary and Arts Festival at Bahamar, where taste and talent take center stage. Bahamar, life spectacular. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
All right, folks, we're going to get out of here in a minute, but listen, you got plenty water out there. And, you know, I want some data from Darvin Russell on the show. I don't know if he's going to give that to us, but we need some data, not on how to solve the problem. You know, anytime you have a problem, you got to pay to solve it, but you need to understand some of these problems. Some people got mosquitoes around them. You got termites. That termite is the worst one.
It is.
And I just want to discuss the type of damage that these things do. So this coming Sunday, on Remark, we want to do some house maintenance conversations in terms of what are the enemies that are attacking your homes in terms of the environment. And so for those of you who will be available this Sunday, 5 to 6:30, I'm going to have Darvin Russell to captain that ship, as he would say, to just give you an eye-opener and as to why it's so important to guard your home against the threats of the environment. But Darvin Russell, man, it was great having you here today on the show. We've got called in last minute. Wonderful contributions. The texts were great. And for those people who think I am F&M and PLP and COI, I'm Bahamian, Darvin Russell. I am all Bahamian. Go ahead, sir.
Another fantastic day, Garth, another fantastic show. It wouldn't be possible without our amazing contributors with our audience. So I just want you guys to recognize that the time that we have in this earth is precious. And this season that we call ourselves in, being in silly season as we approach the next general election, I want us to be sober-minded. The challenges that we have in this country are great, and it requires greatness to fix them. So go out today and be great in your little area of the world, your little community, your families, and in your businesses. Go be great today. Have a fantastic Wednesday, everybody. See you Sunday.
Well, they got one fella here who think he bad. Naughty. He's next. You're going to have a great time with him right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Garth Roseborough, Darvin Russell, we're out of here.
Touch your knees and touch your waist. Touch yourself all around the place. Hold your head and hold your ears and hold your nose and hold your mouth and hold your neck and hold your shoulders, hold your chest and show me the rest.